What's going on, peeps? So today I thought I'd talk about another way I go about handling hi-hats with drum programming. And what I've done is I've opened up an instance of Contact here. And in this, what I've done is I've dragged a hi-hat sample and I've copied it over 6 times. And what I've done with this sample is I've put it all in the same key within Contact. And then I've made a slight variation on each. So I dropped them all into Contact. So I'll show it to you here in list view, and you can see that they're all here stacked on top of each other. And then what I did is I right click the stack and I pressed move each zone to its own empty group. And then it created these 6 groups here. And what I've done with these 6 groups on every single one, I'm gonna go here and make sure this is turned off. Click group 1, go down to the ADSR at the bottom, which is this here, and I've made an alteration to the decay. The original value was 250 milliseconds. I've changed this to 270. I'm going to go to the next one, group 2. And this one's at the original 250. And this is group 3. It's at 230. Group 4 is 240. Group 5 is 215. I'm going to actually increase this up. Let's change this to 265. And group 6 is at 287, and we'll change this to 270 so it evens them out a little more. And what this is going to change the tonality, basically the length of the hi-hat sample, to make them vary in length, to give it more of a realistic sound when you're playing it. So I got a MIDI track here I've created. And if you see here, this is the MIDI track here, and this is a ghost track here that I have for another hi-hat. And this track here is going to play it, and I put some velocity changes here, and we could take a listen to it. And if we take a look here at the next one, notice that the bottom one is lit. Now, this track here is just the hi-hat without any changes in the decay. Just a steady hi-hat. So we're going to go back and take a listen to it. I'm going to cycle the plain hi-hat one, which is right here, with a kick and snare loop. You can hear that those hi-hats sound very machine gun, very flat. Even with the velocity changes, it still sounds very computerized. Now I'm going to go here and move this over, bring it to the pattern with the slight decay changes. Remember, I only changed them by about 10 to maximum 20 milliseconds of delay. You can hear that there's a slight variation. Now within Contact, what I did to achieve this is I went to the group menu, which is right here, and I had all of these selected, groups 1 through 6, and I went to group start options and I changed it to random. Now you can change it to cycle round robin, and what this will do is this will cycle them all in order and repeat them always in the same order. But I prefer random. It sounds more realistic. You won't get the same thing twice. So what I'll do now is, to end this off, is I'll play them back to back. You'll hear the modulated one, and then you'll hear the original flat one, back to back, a bar of each. Here we go. You hear the difference? Now, usually what I do is I'm exaggerating it slightly just for the purpose of this tutorial. I would make the decay levels very close, probably within 5 to 10 in difference of each, so that you can hear slight variations, but nothing nothing that stands out too much. But even with the numbers I have right now, you can notice it sounds a hell of a lot better than it does just flat. All right. So this is another way that I go about handling hi-hats with my drum programming, and this is using Contact. I'm sure you can do this in Machine and any other software sampler. And I hope this really helps with your productions, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.